Okay, so what's the most challenging part of your practice and why?
Staff, like keeping them all happy at the same time, going the same direction, sailing in the right direction. I don't know about you, but like I've seen a lot of my patients, but also my staff have a lot of like mental overwhelm and,
Mm.
frustration and resilience is low. And like, so my big thing is how to speak with one another with non-defensive communication. So if like somebody says something that rubs them the wrong way, they'll come and tell me, "Hey, this person said something that rubbed me the wrong way." And I'm like, "Why are you telling me? You should tell them." And like, I can't tell them. I'm like, you can tell them. It's just how you could tell them. So I always say, when you blank, it made me feel blank. And I really care about a working relationship. So I wanted you to know that when you said blank, it made me feel like blank. And then fill in the blanks. It could be happy stuff. Like, hey, when you turned on the coffee machine and made me a cup of coffee, it made me feel really great. Or hey, when you threw all those hot packs on top of the hydroculator and didn't put them away, it made me feel like I was your servant. And I don't want to feel that way. But it's coming from a compassionate place. It's not a accusatory tone. It's, very like we have to talk to each other. We're human beings. We can't just sweep things under the rug because that's how things fester. And then there's alliances. And then there's like these people don't like this person. And we can't have that. Like we're here as servants to our community. All of our focus should be focused on the people walking through the door, not on our interpersonal relationships.
So not only do you take them for spa days, but you also bring them back to kindergarten 101.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's great. I love it. I haven't heard one person say that yet, but that's the reason why you have employee turnover. You're really managing them,
Yeah. And that's
helping
the
them to
hardest
get
part.
along in a group setting.
Yeah. That's the hardest part because there's so many personalities. And we go from like, 23-year-olds to 63-year-olds, right? So somebody's commenting on my like TikTok video and I have to ask the 23-year-old, like, what does this TBH mean? She's like, oh, to be honest. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. You know, but like the 63-year-old has different stuff that I have to ask them. Like, there's different things. Like, so it's really interesting to have such a broad range of ages in my practice and like to have us all come together for a common goal.
Sure. Oh, now before I forget, okay, and I always forget to ask this question. What is are you good with social media? Is that something you do? Is that a practice builder?
So for sure, my social media is a practice builder. I have like an umbrella policy with my social media manager. So I can't post them all myself. There's just no way. So I do quarterly meetings with my social media manager, let her know what's going on for that quarter. So like if it's spring, I'm going to talk to her about aromatherapy for spring allergies or to talk about ice packs for getting back in the garden and needing ice packs after. And I'll give her just like a couple things that I want to focus on. And she'll write a newsletter for me quarterly. And then she'll post for me on Instagram and on Facebook. But I do my own stories. So like she can't do stories for me, which is like an everyday kind of like what's on the pulse of that day in the office. So when I'm posting stories, I do that myself. And I try to post on my story every day, something, something on my story, whether it's the dog
I
at the
still don't know how to
office.
post a story. I don't really know what a story is.
So
My
there's
son,
like, like, are you on Facebook or Instagram?
I'm not on Facebook. I am on Instagram.
So, in Instagram, like there's your feed and like you would do
Mhm.
a post and it'll show up in your feed, but then the top, there's like the people along the top and then you could click on them. That's their story on the top versus their feed.
Right.
So a story is gone within 24 hours. It goes
Gotcha.
away. Where a
And
post
that
is like
like tells what you do every day, like
yeah.
the minute to minute, here I am at
Yes.
BurgerFi and stuff like
Yes.
that. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah. So I'll do like
Yeah.
motivational quotes or like, if sometimes me and another employee come in a very similar outfit, like twinning today, like those kind of things.
I see. Okay, gotcha. And that can be fun. That's kind of like what people want to really connect with you over, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
They're like,
Do you
oh,
do
I was
anything
wearing a
else?
pink shirt today too, you know?
Nice.
Yeah.
So are there any other, I mean, so you do Instagram, you do Facebook, there any, you said TikTok, you do something on
TikTok is my personal. That's just like my like personal. Like I do it for the lifestyle center. I do like a faceless card pull for the lifestyle center. So it's just a picture of our it's a music in the background, no voice, no picture. I show the facility and then I pull like an oracle card, something like a self-care card or
Sure.
um, some kind of card. And then I give a little description of the card, all that's uplifting, positive content. But I do TikTok for the lifestyle center. but I don't do it for Fleming Chiropractic Center. I just think some of those TikToks of chiropractors where they put the microphone right under the adjustment and make it sound like so prolific, I just think that's a little overdone. It's just not my style.
Yeah.
But I do like the trend of the of course videos. Have you seen that yet?
No.
So it's like the doctor walks in, he's like, "Of course I'm a neurosurgeon. Even though I go to the gym, people think I'm an ortho bro, but I'm a neurosurgeon. Of course I'm a so like, of course I'm a chiropractor. Of course I'm gonna drink half my body weight in fluid ounces of water a day. Of course I'm a chiropractor. Of course I'm gonna use ergonomic tables that rise up so I don't have to bend over and hurt my back while I adjust patients." Like those kind of trends, I think people want to know what we do as chiropractors to help ourselves. Right? Like, I'm a chiropractor. Of course, I take 300 milligrams of EPA and DHA daily to help my inflammation levels.
So I got to write that down. These are the of course statements.
Yeah, if you go to of course videos, it's like a series of videos where doctors will pose like things that are inherent to their profession that make them them, you know?
Yeah, that sounds really interesting. That's pretty cool. And that's trending right now, you're saying?
Trending right now. So I'm gonna try to do that and highlight each one of the practitioners. Each one of us is gonna walk into the room and say, I'm a chiropractor. Of course and it's gonna be different for each one of us.
You have like a little station set up where you take the videos, or you just like pop the phone up and get a selfie stick and all that jazz?
That second part. Yep.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Very nice.